Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lilu nishma Simmy Schaer ruspas Mordechai hayoim shiva asar yoim shem shnei shavuos u'shleisha yomim ba'omer la'omer. You know, one of the hard things about Daf Yomi, starting Daf Yomi, is sticking with it. That's everybody's big issue. And I'm here to tell you about this amazing program that we introduced just a few weeks ago, actually on Pesach itself. It's the retention program. It's designed for the new people, but it's very well could be for anybody who's part of this year. It's to encourage people to stick with the daf. And we have at least 50 groups worldwide. Last night we had our first Zoom meeting. It was amazing, really productive meeting. It was one of them was over at 12:30 in the morning. The other one for the Israelis was a little smaller, but very productive. Let me just show you. These are the people on Zoom. We had 34 ambassadors. We call them ambassadors. Here they are. Basically, all types of people from all walks of life, from all cities in the world. We had people here. We had a guy from Belgium. He has a great group. He's on top center. Yitzi Eisenthal. We had Shemi Leifman, of course, and everybody in between. People from Muncie. The Muncie group has 3 people, 130 guys in the group. The point of the group is to encourage people that if somebody doesn't do the daf, if somebody doesn't check in, they do a poll. And a nice little reminder, hey, the daf, just to get them going for 100 days so that you have that. And we feel that if you have a partner that holds you accountable, it's a lot more successful. So Be'ezer Hashem, I think tomorrow we're going to have a QR code that anybody that's already currently in MDY and wants to be part of this and wants to maybe even share and help out on these groups, these local groups, there'll be a QR code and you could be mishtatif. So you shkach to all the ambassadors and rekazim. Here's Eretz Yisrael. I didn't show you the Eretz Yisrael. Fascinating thing happened already from these groups. The idea of the group is to make sure that people don't fall off. But there's side benefits as well. For instance, in Givat Ze'ev, their group, they decided, hey, we already have a group, we're getting to know each other, let's meet personally. So they met, and they did a 20-person share, live share, and that went up, and they have anywhere between 11 and 20 people per day in the live, every single day. So that's outgrowth of this program. Be'ezer Hashem, it should go weiter and weiter, and who knows what kind of thing. Here's another person who's new, very new to the shir and the groups, and he said, okay, I live in Rehovot, and I want to make a siyum for my group in Rehovot. Here it is. We can actually help him out with the what's it called? The design and everything. We have better logos than this, but he's new here. He's doing chont and this. Take an initiative.
You also wanted to mention that Belgium isn't just Belgium.
Oh, right, correct. Shkoyach. L'mashal, the Belgium group is not just Belgium. It includes people from Switzerland and Germany and any place in Europe that doesn't have enough people for a group. They should sign on to that group. It's lav dafka to come in person, but it's also just to make MDY into smaller groups, more connectivity, more mishpacha-like feel. Here's the current siyum that are going on. This also not so much came out of the groups, but in Jackson, they're the first ones, Rabbi in America, to make a nightly get-together. Jackson, New Jersey, MDY Night Seder. On the bottom, I just wrote that to Mark as he was. We forgot to take that out. My bad. Maybe the editor. Hi, Boker Tov. Take that out. Watch the shit together anyway. Night Seder. Great. Oh, there's a video here. Wow. Unbelievable. Rabbi said yesterday. I tried to translate this into English. I'm gonna have to do my best. The Google did a terrible job. So there's a Rebbe that comes every single day. You have a picture of him, Dave? You can't stick it in now, huh? Yeah. Oh, here's the picture. Here's the Rebbe. Rebbe in Cheder wrote a beautiful email. Just want to show you. Even though he's a Rebbe, we all have our weaknesses, and he had no problem talking about them. He says today is my 100th day. It's really his 127th day. By the time I read the email 27 days late. No joke. He wrote it 27 days ago, and I just read it last night. 100 days ago, I was zoicha to do the unbelievable, in my opinion, to start Daf Yomi and to find the shir that I was searching for 34 years. A shir that's going to be fun to come to and to learn every day. A shir of simcha, of moving ahead in Avodas Hashem, and a shir that changes a person's life, Pshutik Mashmai. A shir that's it's gaiva to be part of. A shir of Achdus and Dibuk Chaverim, and a shir that I understand what's going on, and I am addicted to Gemara. He says, I have a life before the shir, and then there's my life after the shir. Before I started the shir, it was said about me, Share Tirutzim Loy Ninalu. I had every single teretz in the world, but as I learned from you, we don't look at the past, we move forward. And Baruch Hashem, the shir changed myself and my family in many different ways, in Torah, and also the way I prepare for Shabbos. I'm much calmer. I could come to the shir on Friday with my children. It's unbelievable. They come, these Israelis, they come 2, 3 in the afternoon, sitting here. I mean, it's unbelievable in terms of the wife, that she falls for it every single Shabbos. Anyways, B'kitzur, Shabbos became more bruchnius, more Simcha. Listen to this. He comes to me after the shir and he says, I want to tell you something. I'm a Bal Koira, he says. I do the parsha many times. Now, once in my life did I finish Shnai Mikra on any parsha. He never did Shnai Mikra. He's a Bal Koira. He reviews over and over. He says, this is the first time I finished Chumash Shmois. I don't know if any parsha, any Chumash. Let's call it any Chumash. And there's a Rebbe in Cheder. And he knows his stuff. During shir, he's one of the guys that knows all, he knows Mishnais, all that stuff. Anyways, I wanted to give you a tremendous shkoyach into Zechariah path. We all know the locksmith here. Thank you. Okay. Aaron Gertner. That's him right over here. One more time. Aaron Gertner. Beautiful email. Let me just skip Gershi Rose's email. It's a great email, but I'm going to have to, we don't have time. I want to read this one. Avi Bernstein, Gewaldige guy. He says, my name is Avi Bernstein from Muncie. Welcome home. Just wanted to send this email. Thank you for all you do. Last time I wrote, I was in an NBA game in Orlando during Yeshiva week somewhere in Middle Sanhedrin. I still can't believe I finished Masechet Sanhedrin. It was never even a thought in my mind that I would even get to start it. I was Baruch Hashem Zocheh to be at the Simon Muncie together with Mark Ashkenazi, and the one who got me into MDY, Jerry Isaac from Teaneck. I have so much Akar Satov to Jerry. You should know, when you bring a person in, they have Akar Satov to you. They owe you their life. And Rabbi said, Shavuos is starting, the Shabbos. I'm not even pushing it because it's like we just pushed Makkos 23 days ago or 20 days ago. But Rabbi said it's a new Masechet, 48 days only. Everyone involved, of course, I was actually nervous before Pesach. I was afraid to 3-day Yontif. But seeing that what you were doing, running from airport to airport, Shul in New Jersey, basements, small little rooms here and there, 3 shiurim in English on Erev Yontif, hotel in Chicago, back there to Yisroel, Mr. Nefesh, I could not let Yontif stop me from accomplishing Baruch Hashem and made it. Thanks to you, amazing dedication. Shkoyach, here I am during shir number 2 on Erev Yontif. I love this picture. He's doing the romaine lettuce. That's what I always have in my mind, people doing romaine lettuce on Erev Yontif. And I always talk about Mark Ashkenazi not doing the romaine lettuce, doing the shiurim. Watching the shir on my phone by the sink. What a beautiful Yontif was. Here, check this out. Unbelievable. The romaine and the garbage. Everybody has the same garbage can, the same thing. And here's the shir right over there. Unbelievable. It's a different type of Yontif. Thank you so much for everything you do. At this point, my Daf Yomi calendar chart for Makkos, and we did calendar charts. People are loving these charts. You get to mark it off. It's like something you got to do. Never thought this would ever be part of my life. Thank you for everything you do, and your whole family should be gebenched. Avi Bernstein, real quickly, 2 guys from YU. Where's that YU? Okay, you're also from YU? You got it. My name is Josh Baum. I'm a student at Yeshiva University. I have a friend named Charlie Aney, something like that, and I encourage him to finish first Masechet of Gemara. Through the Fisher program, we both joined shir, and we have been hooked to the point we wake each other up 6:30 in the morning, shacharit, and we say good morning, Rabotai. We have not missed a day, and some days Charlie and I pushed ourselves, especially over Pesach, and learned 3 hours of straight daf. Rav, this is all because of you. Without your videos, explanations behind every line, and the AI videos, I don't think we would both be holding as much as we do now. Your shiurim brought us brachot in our lives, and we're forever in your debt. Looking forward to hearing from you and hear a picture for proof, and we don't miss it. Tesla full self-driving. Love from YU and Brooklyn Sephardic community. Charlie Aney and Josh Baum. Yashar koach. Chilechem Lo'oraita. Masechet sponsored, anonymous. Hatzlacha, bruchnius Yisroel Cherns, anonymous chavrisa, Shmueli Unger, Szlafrok Family, and marry their uncle Simmy Schaer, Simcha Yisrael, Naftali Tzvi A, anonymous. May our learning bring us closer to one another and to Hashem. Multi sponsors, Leah, Zechrya, Moshe Yosef, Yoni Klestzick, Refuah Shelamah, Yehudit, Brayna, Rivka, Parnasa, Birevach, Nissim, Shoshana, Leah. You know what? I want to skip for a second because today is a very important day for a lot of people in our shir. And where is it there? L'zecher nishmas b'yomin early, and all the Gedoshim who gave their all for us to be here today. There's a lot of people in the shir that have relatives. You have relatives. There's a lot of people, and here we have from one of our own, B'yamin Early, the son of Robert, the brother of, I see his brother sitting over here. How you guys do? What? Two brothers, yeah. I said brothers. I didn't say brother. Brothers. Where's their father? I don't see the father. Oh, there he is. So,
Do you see your mother's name?
I think so. The Neshama should have an aliyah. By the way, what's your name?
Sammy Tyler.
Sammy Tyler. And what's your name? Simcha Fuchs. From? You know each other, B'chol?
Yeah, in yeshiva together.
Where? What yeshiva?
Mivaseret.
Oh, send regards to Rabbi Berg, who's right here.
Of course.
The Neshamas should have an aliyah, and we shouldn't offer him any more tsar. And Klal Yisrael should go back to normal. Shalom Aleichem. You've been here before. What's your name again?
Rich Marinelli,
Mitch Marinelli from?
Pomona, New York.
Pomona, that's right. Okay, I got it. It's coming together now. I have no idea where we were. Jeff's Gourmet, Los Angeles. Moshe Aron Miriam Landy for all that Hatzlacha of all our children. Weekly sponsors Yosef Ezra in loving memory of Yehosua Ben Shimon Dov. A weekly sponsor Yishkoyach. Daily sponsors. For Shlema, for Avram Yaakov ben Rochel Matl, a 23-year-old new father who needs a refuah urgently. Refuah Shlema. In memory of Rabbi Yisroel Cherns of Silver Spring, Maryland, donated by their grandson Hershey Zacks. MDY's kids monthly. What are you smiling?
What?
It's hard for me. It's hard. I know, but I'm looking over here and I see you.
I'm just looking at the screen. Everyone's like,
I know.
Hi, Ma, you're on TV.
Yeah. Art of the, did I say Kinnovations? Kinnovations is close for official Chana Akiva, Rivki, Mrs. Stefansky. It's unbelievable what I'm thinking about official. This kid was here yesterday, so he tells me he's number 260 on official's program. And he's counting on 10 people to drop out so he can get the $250. Because it has to be. He's very medai. You have to send in a ha'ara every single day. So you do the math. He brought in 250 people, a lot of children, a lot of people that knew. 250, he's giving 250 people $250. It's a lot of money, 62 grand, right? And there's backups. There's people, he's number 260. There's people at 270, they're waiting. Oh, he's over here, I see him in the back. Here we go. You can zoom in, Gary, if you want. It's hard. Let's see you do it. Let's watch him. No pressure. Nothing, huh? You don't know. Dave. Oh. Not bad. Not bad. Gary. Oh. Whatever. After sure, we're going to give you a couple lessons. It's not much of Shabbos, Gary. Good job. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. For schos, for Rebellion, and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah and Job so many. Now my head is spinning. I don't know where I am. All right. We're holding by Eisve Abaya 4 lines from the bottom. So, if you recall, we had this Givaldic case. It's actually the top of this Amud, that it's possible, the Gemara, it's like a riddle. How is it possible a person plows a field and he's chayiv 8 lavim? Of course, talking about it's Shemitah, he's in a cemetery, he happens to be a Nazir and a Kohen, and so Nazir is not allowed to go into the cemetery, Kohen can't go in, he's also doing Klayim, there's like seeds on the ground, he's planting Klayim. So then the Gemara says, why don't we say another Isser that he's planting on Yom Tov? So the Gemara says he wouldn't get Malchus for it. Why? Because he's already plowing on Yom Tov. And you can't get 2 Malchus on one Yom Tov. You can't get for plowing and seeding on one Yom Tov. On Shabbos you would. We're not talking about Shabbos. Anybody realize we're talking about Yom Tov over here? Shabbos you get skila. You don't get Malchus. According to at least this man Omar. There's a way we spoke about if like they warn him for Malchus, do you get Malchus? This is machlokes. But we're talking about Yom Tov. So on Yom Tov, if you do, let's say you make a fire shaloi l'tzairach and you plow, you only get one Malchus. So over here you can't add another one. What? You don't get 2? Vasnan. Oh, so let me just show you the picture real quickly. Take a look over here. Check this out. the covered yontif. What is that? He's putting a gid, a sinew, in milk on yontif. How many averis is that? So Gemara says you could get 5. It's one of these riddles. How do I get 5 lavim? Hamevashal gid b'cholav b'yontif. Let me just show you what a gid is real quickly. Here we go. It's the sciatic nerve, the sinew. Yossi, I don't know if this counts. If you come a little late. Okay. Should I tell the Olam now?
You want to be Mavaish me?
I don't want to be Mavaish, I want to be Mechazik Doilam. Okay, we won't say. We'll talk later. I think it's a tremendous chizuk, actually. Tremendous, seriously. You want to? Yossi, it's a busha, but it's a busha l'tzayrich. It's giving me rishos. Busha l'tzayrich. It's a busha l'tzayrich. It's a new concept, the busha l'tzayrich. And all bushas in this room are l'tzayrich. So if you get on your phone and hey, mavayishu b'rabim, it's l'tzayrich gadol then it's 100% a chiyuv, not mutter, it's a chiyuv. So Yossi, he's been with us since brachos. Now the pella is that he hasn't made a single siyum yet, since brachos. That's the busha. But what's amazing is that he keeps on going. Every Masechta has a 5 daf hole, 5, 6, and it's all written down. He knows exactly where they are. I think it's chashuv. You know, the first siyum ever, Be'ezer Hashem, is going to be on Masechta Makkos. First siyum of 5 years. Listen, that's why I said he came late today. He says, no, I didn't. I listened to every word.
You said today, you've still got 3 days, don't you?
I said yesterday, don't. No. But seriously, he is going to be Messiah. He knows all. That's how, he has a certain personality. That's what he does. He's going to do it. He's a finisher. Just, he works with his own pace. But he knows exactly, as M'chushbin, he does. He's going to 5 that from here. So one day he's going to make a siyum on Shabbos, and then on Eruvin, and then, every day he's going to make another siyum. Okay. I thought it's amazing. So everybody can take chizik from this because we all have holes and don't give up. Was it litzarich or not? Was it litzarich the busha? I think it's litzarich. Oh no, it's like it's more than 10 mesechtas. Yalla. All right. How can you be invited somebody to rabbi and be kind of a big mitzvah? It's another one. What's not a person cooked a sinew in milk. A sinew obviously is meat. In chalav on yantiv. V'hachala, and he ate it like a chamesh. He gets 5 malchus. Like him shuvaychel gid. In the Torah says you're not allowed to eat a gid anasha. V'like him shumavashel b'yantiv shaloi l'tzarech. You're not allowed to cook for no reason. You're allowed to cook for eichel nefesh, to have food, but not for no reason. Over here he cooks for no reason because there's no good outcome from here. V'like him shumavashel gid b'chalav. And there's an isser to cook meat with, there's 3 isurim, right? To cook meat and milk together, to eat milk and meat together, and it's not the same thing, and to benefit from meat and milk. It's 3 different things. One is to cook it. The issue, just to put it in a pot and cook it, is asur.
It's not the same. It's not the same rice.
Oh no! So if you look at the bottom of the Rivot, it says there is tam. The last line on the bottom. Yesh beginim b'noisen tam. Veloike mishum oichel basar b'chalav, and he's going to eat. So the first one is mivashel, cooking. The second one is oichel basar b'chalav. Veloike daf Beis Amud Aleph mishum avara, for lighting the fire. V'misa mishum avara lo yichayev do yichayev le mishum bishulai. We just said, according to Rava, you don't get 2
The lois vashel gid b'chalavimo. It's not the 3. Lois vashel gid is its own isser.
No. That's the no. Who's the? There's no. There's no isser to be vashel gid. Oichel gid. Achilas gid. That we said before. Loikim shum oichel gid. That's the first one. I'm not talking about that.
Right, and then oichel b'chalav is a separate one.
Oichel basar b'chalav is a separate one, and there's mevashel basar b'chalav. I'm just talking about the bish. I'm talking about basar b'chalav. He asked the Gemara, if he's over on bishul, how could he also get malchus for creating a fire? So here's the list, real quickly, so we're all on the same page. What do we have here? We have two lists. One is eating, and one is cooking. In the eating, we have the gid and basar b'chalav. And then in the bishul side, we have cooking on Yontif, cooking for no reason, right? It's yantiv. Cooking for no reason, cooking basar b'chalav, and also lighting a fire. So the Gemara says, okay, you're right. Havara and mevashel, 1 and 3 on the left side can't go together. Why? Because you can only get 1 according to Rava. So therefore, he says, let's take out havara, and we're going to put gid nevela. It's a dead animal that no shchita. So not only are we on gid, but it's a dead gid. From a dead animal that had no shchita, it's another iser. Elabik havara, take out the fire. Vayil gid anosha shel nevela. Take out havara and put it in gid anosha of a nevela. As the Gemara, now the list is wrong, he says. Because before we had 3 on the left side, 2 on the right side. Now we have 3 on the right side, 2 on the left side. We have 3 under Achila and 2 under Bishul. That's not what he said. He said it's going to be 3 by Bishul and 2 by Achila. Okay, great. So let's take out the fire. Instead of putting in Gid Nevela, we're going to put something on the left side. And that is using firewood that's Avodah Zarah. Here, like this. Forget the Achila. Now we have 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Everything is great. And where does it say in the Torah you're not allowed to do this? You're not allowed to have anything from, you can't have any benefit from Avodah Zarah. If you're talking about Avodah Zarah, so now you have another problem. You just brought an abomination into your home. You're not allowed to bring Avodah Zarah into your house. It's another lav. Okay, so let's get rid of Avodah Zarah and let's do something else. Here we go. We're getting rid of Atzei Asher. We're going to put in Atzei Hegdesh. It's wood from the Beis Hamikdash. You stole wood from the Beis Hamikdash. As Taisi stole wood from the Beis Hamikdash, you have another problem. You have a problem with Me'ilah. So he says, okay, it's less than a Shava Pruta. So it's not much. We're talking about things that are less than a Shava Pruta here. But where does it say you're not allowed to use the wood from Hegdesh? Ba'asherei and this from Beish. The Avodah Zarah is what you burn, but for Hashem, you cannot use. Simin, Shanvoi, Shanzas. So, if we go back to, where's that picture? Here, this one. So we said, in the Mishnah, if you do this, you get 8. So the trick is to go through the entire Torah and figure out what else can you possibly do. It's a riddle. What else could this guy possibly do that you're not, that maybe you have another lav? No, anybody can come up with something? There's one that a bacher, the Iron Covenant, the guy that learned 500 daf, he asked me a question. I can't think of a good answer. No, anybody?
Somebody else.
Stealing. No, we're talking about Yontif. It's Yontif. Yontif and Shabbos, the Shabbos is skila. We're talking about Malchus, getting 8 Malchus. What else could a person possibly do? Things that you're not even going to believe. What? Oh, that's what he asked. I don't know why it's not mentioned there. The Rishonim do bring it. Okay. I couldn't find it today. I looked over. What? He is? No, he's in a cemetery. That's the whole thing. Okay, so let's see what the Gemara comes up with. This is wild. If a guy, we know about the Egla Arufa, is the Egla Arufa. I don't know if you want to watch it. It's a little gory. So if they find a dead person between 2 cities, so you have to measure which city, and then you bring this calf and you chop its head off in a very rough valley. Okay, and then it says after you do this whole process, you're not allowed to plant there. So he goes and part of it, this thing on Yontif, he goes and he plants stuff on Yontif. Where does it say in the Torah you can't do it? You shall never plant there. The Gemara doesn't go, no answer. Seemingly, okay, so there's more things that we didn't know about in the Mishnah. The list goes on, we brought 8. Interesting, a person, what? A person takes a piece of a Sefer Torah, let's say, and puts it right in front of the donkey and the bull, and when the bull walks over it, he steps on Hashem's name, and it gets erased.
Avodah Zarah at the end of the row, like we said earlier.
Going towards Avodah Zarah? Okay, I hear. Yeah, they had to tell him on each tell him they had Avodah Zarah. Here. I'm not sure. It's not that avodah. Is it? You get misa for that? Malchus? There's no Malchus. You get misa for Avodah Zarah. And why would you get Malchus for that? Okay, so But it's not shtachavo. Walking towards is not. Okay, so says the Gemara.
Maybe the plow was made from a shopping cart from Rami Levy.
That was good.
You're already good.
Something about my pet peeve of people stealing. You notice ever since I mentioned this year, it's much less. Yeah, I have no idea. I have such cheshik when I see like a woman pushing the cart 6 miles away from the shop. I want to go over there and say, are you going to return that? Like, what's your plan over here? Can't control. I control myself. No, I never said it. Never yet. So, by the way, Stamaza, you should know that today, if you're a sofer, it's very, very difficult. You write, and all of a sudden you make a mistake with Hashem's name. You put Hashem's name in the wrong place. You skip a few words. You have to get rid of the whole. You worked on something for 2 weeks. You have to get rid of the whole thing, the whole parchment. So they have they have people that are mumchim in scraping off with a small amount, like I showed in the with the what was the name of that tool that they did in Japan over there, the planer, very thin. These guys, they're coming with a knife, and they take off a very thin layer of the cloth together with Hashem's name, and they can continue. But they say, it's very dangerous, very mamish playing with fire. It's a job of playing with fire. They bring also from this pasuk, the isser of taking from a shul, because just like I think last week or something, they wanted to bring a stone from the Kaisel to Japan or something, and the rabbi from the Kaisel said absolutely not. What?
In Ben Gurion Airport, there were stones from the Kaisel. That was the thing.
And Moshe talks about it. The rabbi wants it back. Yeah. No, but I'm saying mamish now, like in the last week or so. People wanted to take, from 2 weeks ago, people wanted to take small stones, mementos from the Kaisel. Moshe said it's also because of this pasuk. He also said if everybody takes a small stone, you're not going to have a Kaisel left. Okay. Oh, I saw a Maisa from Rav Zilberstein, and I have my own Yosef to the story. Rav Zilberstein says there's a guy that was very sick, so they took a stone from the Kaisel, they put it underneath his pillow, and the guy died right away. So my Yosef, I'm going to write a sefer one day on Rav Zilberstein's sefer, that I think this is what happened. They gave it to a taxi driver to bring from Yerushalayim to Bnei Brak, a small stone, and his taxi went flying off the cliff, and the mishpacha had a shayla, since the meter was still running, could they sue the guy that put the stone in the car because he didn't notify the taxi driver beforehand? That's my next sefer. No, because he says you're allowed to make stuff. You're allowed to make stories. Okay. Maskif lo rebavo v'lichshoiv nami hakoitzes bahartoi. So we had this. Where's the picture? Oh, this guy. Just to remind the olam, he's talking lashon hara, and then he gets a white spot. So he puts his white spot. It's much similar to what we learned yesterday, that if you want to take your beard off, you use a planer, and you take half your skin off. So this guy has another idea. He wants his white spot to come off. He puts it right underneath the plow. Not recommended. V'hazarosim ha'acha yishomer b'nega hatzaras. Mamish, the Parshas Shavua, not this pasuk so much, but the idea of beheres is in our Parshas Shavua. Exactly what happened here is not so clear, but this guy ends up removing the chayshin, the stones that the Kohen Gadol wears, removing it. Maybe he has a string tied to the Kohen Gadol in the Beis Hamikdash, and as his plow moves, it rips the chayshin off. That's one isser. V'hameser ba'di arayin, and here's the arayin. So you have the poles that hold it. You're not allowed to remove those poles. His bull removed the poles. It's another isser. Let's also think about an ad, somebody who's using wood, like he said, using a cart in his plow. Over here is using wood from an Asherah tree, a Avodah tree, like we discussed before. What if while he's plowing, he chops down a nice orange tree, it has good fruit? It's the isser of removing a fruit tree. Taisus also says that even a non-fruit tree is also, but this is the real deal. What if a person says, I swear that I will not plow on Yontif? So the Torah already says you're not allowed to plow on Yontif, right? So why are you swearing? You're trying to add to the Torah. Says Gemara, that's not a good shvuah. Why? Somebody that already has that isser on him. This is what we know as ein isser chal isser. The Torah already says you're not allowed to plow on Yontif. You cannot add another isser to that and say, oh, and if I do plow, I'll be over on a shvuah and I should get malchus for the shvuah, not only on Yontif. That's too. You can't add another isser on top of isser. Omar lei. It's not a. Omar lei ki going to Omar shvuah. That's every shvuah. Omar lei ki going the Omar shvuah shlei echreish bein bechol bein b'Yontif. So now we go into a small thing. We're not going to go into a lot, but what happened was he said, I'm not going to plow on the weekday as well. So now Yontif is included in the shvuah. Why? The migui, the chol alei shvuah b'chol chol alei nami b'Yontif. What did you just say? You said you can't make a shvuah about Yontif. I have a trick to make the shvuah work on Yontif. How? I'm going to do the shvuah for the weekday, and once it's going on the weekday, it's also going to apply itself to Yontif as well. Why? Because this is what we call an isser koilo. Okay? It's not a big thing. It just means it includes other stuff. Once you have it going, it's working. The shvuah works for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's also going to work for Yontif. But it's a question, as the Gemara is going to say in a second. I don't hold to that, and that's why it doesn't work. As the Gemara says that, so why don't we say that he's chayav malchus on swearing? In this case, that he said, I swear that I won't plow on a weekday and Yontif. Something that I could go to a rabbi and annul it. That we're not going to talk about. You could go to a rav and get rid of your shvuah. As the Gemara v'loi, very hegdish. Any hegdish, I say this animal should be a carbon. I could go to the rav and have the rav say, you know what? I didn't have any money. Didn't know what he's talking about. It's not hegdish anymore. Says Gemara, no, b'bchar. Our mission is talking about a b'char. You can't go to the rabbi and make him not a firstborn. He's a firstborn and he is kadosh no matter what you do. Says Gemara, whoa, what about a nazir? What about somebody who's a nazir? And somebody who's a nazir, you could annul. Says Gemara, no, b'nazir shimshon. We're talking about that min hashamayim. The Rivan says we're talking about a malach made him a nazir. Min hashamayim is a nazir. You can't annul it. Or in our days, so I don't know if they put this in the. Did they put this in the edit yesterday? This is me talking to Rabbi Turgeman. Yes, it's in.
Yes.
On what topics? But anyway, here's another one.
This is it. You're not allowed to say, I'm not going to even say the word that you're not allowed to say.
But he's a Nazir Shimshon. Rabbi Turgeman is a Nazir Shimshon. And basically, because Bizman Hazeh, we're all Tamei Meis. So we have a problem being Nazirim, and so you make yourself a Nazir Shimshon. And that's exactly what the Gemara is going to ask. If we're talking about a Nazir Shimshon, that you can't get out of it, the rabbi can't get you out of it, Nazir Shimshon by Tmui L'Meisimu. We just said one of the 8 things is that he's a Nazir and goes into the Beis HaKfaros. But a Nazir Shimshon could go into the Beis HaKfaros. Hello. Haitano Isur Koilo Leslie. This trick, you're asking me, how come we're not talking about that he swore that he won't plow on a weekday and Yontif, and it should work for Yontif? Why? Because it works for the weekday, so we're just going to do an Isur Koilo and say that the Isur of Shvuah works on Yontif, even though he's Mushba v'Oimed from Har Sinai. This Tana doesn't hold to that. If you make a shvuah for the weekday, it works for the weekday. It's not going to apply itself also to Yontif because you're already sworn in from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All right, Rabbi Shaya. Here comes a massive chiddush. Nobody in their life would believe such a chiddush or come up with this chiddush themselves. Hamarbia sharp suli hamikdashim. You have an animal who somebody said this is hegdish. This is a carbon. Then he has a mum. So you can't be a carbon. So you redeem him. You do a p'diya. Now, what status does this animal have? Are you allowed to eat it? Yes. Does it have kedusha? You're allowed to eat it. Does it have kedusha? Yes. The answer is ktsas. It's a hybrid. It's a little bit. Nishtahin nishtaher, or ahin neher, I should say. It's a little bit kadosh, a little bit not kadosh. So therefore, a crazy thing happens here. You know, it's fascinating. This halacha, but the next halacha is even more so. But what? If you take this bull and you made him with another cow, which typically is 100% mutter, over here you're going to be over, you're going to get malchus. Why? Because he has Kedusha to him. And he's a different breed. He's not a bull. He's Kaddish bull. It's a different breed. It's like taking a lion and putting him together with a cow, which you're over Malchus. Another problem, another reason why you get Malchus. What's the second reason you get Malchus? Because you're using something that's Kaddish. Since it has, let's call it 50% Kedusha, what are you mating him with other animals? You don't leave him alone. You can't do anything with him. You can't work him. And here comes a bomb. Omer Yitzchak, Hamanig b'shar psuli hamugdashim loika. Listen to this. When you take a single bull and you have him plow, look what happens here. Boys, check this out. You see in the back, it's only 2 legs. We view it as 2 different bulls. A Kaddish bull with a strimel and a Make the Daf Again bull. It's colliding with himself. The hybrid, it's like you have a gas engine and an electric engine in the same car. It's like 2 brias in one thing. It's not your volume. It's one body, as you can see. He's pushing one bull from behind. But the Torah considers it like 2 different animals, and you're plowing with 2 animals. Isn't that a crazy chiddush? Why?
Because he's also doing avoda.
I hear.
No, one of them is cool. It's no problem.
No, but with the Kaddish, she's asking. I don't know if he's it's a good kasha. He's saying, why don't you're working a Kaddish animal? L'chayr, yes, I would say that he would, and it's saying that's pasha that you're chayiv. If you plow, we don't have to tell you that you plow. Well, I think maybe that's the answer. Maybe in a chanami you're chayiv too.
Field belonging to Hektish. Field belonging to Hektish.
A field belonging to. Okay. The point is that on the climb you're over, and that's the massive chiddush. What?
Yvonne says even if he takes one and...
I'm talking about one. Look at...
Pictures too.
No, you didn't have the picture. You're not listening. He wasn't listening. He was busy with the Rivon. It's one animal. It's one physical animal. Look at the back. It's one physical. He has only 2 legs in the back. In the front, he has 2 sets. Why? Because the Torah makes him into 2. That's the whole beauty in this picture. Huh? No, you would have chap, but the problem is you're looking to chap over in the Rivon. Says it. Don't know Rivons in the middle shir. Rosh Koilel. Pay attention here. Huh?
Hektish and Fulin together is Kaline?
Yeah, that's the whole thing before. That's the whole point. The Marbia sharp Sule Mugdashim. Time out. No, go back 3 lines. Marbia sharp Sule Mugdashim. He's using Klayim as with a cow, and that's. So what? He has a little Kedusha. That's the whole point. This Kedusha remains. That's the Chiddush. Exactly. You're allowed to eat it. You're allowed to eat it, but it has Kedusha still. Says the Mishnah, Kama Malki knows. Let's go. Arbaim Chaser Achas. How many Malkas every kid knows? 39. But it says in the Torah 40. Shenemar b'mispar Arbaim. Minyan shu samach la'arbaim. That, and the Gemara is going to explain, since it doesn't say Arbaim, Mispar Arbaim means one close to 40. The one right before 40. Rabbi Yomer, Arbaim Shleimah, Sulaika, he gets 40 full ones. Veichen Ulaika is a Yisera, and now we know that the Malchus is divisible by 3. It has to be divisible by 3, so you get 13 on the front and 26 on the back. That's 39. Now what do you do with the 40? Mr. 40, where does he go? Front, back, top, bottom, where? So according to Rabbi Yehuda, there's an extra 40, between the shoulders. The Bezdin says, okay, this guy is weak. He could only get, let's say, 18. But the Bezdin can't say he gets 19 or 20, because it has to be divisible by 3. You have to be able to break it down into 3 parts. So 18 is a good number. 39 is a good number. Amdu l'kabel arbaim. Arbaim means 39. If they said, Bezdin said, this guy is he's healthy like a bull. Hit him as much as you want, 39. V'loika miktas, and by the way, I saw Ben Yehoyada. I'm just going to throw it out there because I like the idea. I'm not 100% sure how to finish it, but he says that why does Klal Yisrael have 39 Malkus? Because of the Egel. What happened? Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm going to be there for 40 days. And they made a mistake. And they said, oh, today is the 40. But it was really 39. So they made from 40, 39. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I don't know how that, it's like almost a that. Okay, it's like something like, and you, fine. I also saw this is very negative to everybody here in the room, because a lot of people, they do sigufim, and they say, give me malchus. So I saw that it's brought down. If you do tanesim and sigufim to be mechaper and averas, you have to make sure that doesn't hurt your Torah, doesn't hurt your learning. Everything is great up to a point where it doesn't hurt your learning, I guess, and your family, whatever, etc. Daf Yomi, Amud Beis. So they say this guy is strong like anything, and he gets there and they give him one whip and he starts going to convulsions. They realize this is not going to work. He can't do 39. And then they realize afterwards that he can't do 39. Potter. At that point, he started, he got it, he's out. He got one or two, and Simcha Yisrael. Why? Because now what happens if they realize that he's very weak now, and he can't even do one or two? So they're going to have to wait until he gets healthy. But in this case, since they started and they gave him one or two, and they whatever it is, then they realize they can't go weiter. Then he's potter. He already had the busha of being in Bezdin. Let's say they said, okay, he's weak, he's an old man, he can't do it. All of a sudden, they start hitting him, and he's laughing, and it doesn't bother him at all. He said, we made a mistake here. This guy is strong like an ox. They realized they could get 39, potter. Once they assessed him for 18, and they start doing, once they start, that's it. He's in for 18. But, excuse me, if before they started hitting, they realized they could do more, then that's a different story. Sponsor, turning to the Daf, Innovations LLC, in honor of our sons, Kalmo and Yisroel, for learning Sanhedrin and Makkos with the Rebelli. They are global experts in international financial services, and still, it says in parentheses, still anonymous in honor of the tzaddik whose name we cannot say, who shows us what it means to be a giver and a tzaddik. Nobody knows who it is, because yesterday we says the Haley Gemara. They should just put his face on the screen right now. Put the Zoom picture. Gary, you have the Zoom? Says the Gemara, my timer. Why 39? Where do you get 39? If it would say 40 and then it would say the word mispar, then you're right. It would be 40. Since it says the word b'mispar, then arba'im, minyan shusoichem es arba'im, it's the number right before 40. I'll explain it a little more in a second. Omar Rava. Kama tipshoi shar inshei, the kaima kamei sefer Torah, v'le kaima mikamei gavarabba. People are stupid, they're silly. They stand up for a sefer Torah, and they don't stand up for Talmid Chachamim. So I saw a pshat that it means like when a gadol walks into a beis medrash or something, people go like this. But for the sefer Torah, they stand up completely. So that's silly. Chachamim went and made it easy for all the people that get Malchus all throughout the generations. Because of Chachamim, you only got 39, not 40. Look what they're able to do. Now I saw in the Rishonim, the Ritva says that, and explains this a lot, that obviously Chachamim had an asmachta, they knew from Har Sinai that it's only 39. All the generations 39. Just they had to find a way, because it bothered me a lot until I found this Ritva. What does it mean? When you and I read this pasuk, you would have realized that it says b'mispar arba'im, and that means 39, because it says the word b'mispar. No, they knew. They were hard pressed to find the source, and here, that's the source that they found. Rabbi Yehuda Omer arba'im shleimos. Omer Rabbi Yitzchak matayim de Rabbi Yehuda. Why does Rabbi Yehuda say 40, not 39? The siv ma hamakis ha'ila ben yodecha. What are these wounds that you have between your shoulders? Ben yodecha is between your shoulders. V'amar, and he says, Asheru Kesi Beis Ma'ahavai, I was hit by the one who loves me, the Sanhedrin who loves me, and they did it out of love. There's a famous ma'aseh with the Klezmer Rebbe, who lost, I think, 11 of his children in the war. He also lost a kid when the kid was 7 years old, before the war. So he says that if you walk down the street and all of a sudden somebody gives you a real whack on your back, your first initial thought is, I'm going to kill that guy. And you turn around and you're about to beat somebody up, and then you see your best friend who just surprised you, came from another country, and he surprised you, he sees you walking down the street and he whacks you in the back and you turn around, and so instead of killing him, you turn around and you hug him and you're all excited. He says, that's what happened. He says, I got the Zets. I got a Zets. And then I realized, wait a minute, who gave it to me? My best friend, my lover, the person who loves me. Ma'avai, the person who loves me. And then I realized it comes out of love. Obviously it stings, obviously it hurts, but I don't want to kill him. I understand he did it out of love.
How do you see 40 from this person?
Huh?
How do you see 40 from this person?
We don't go back.
You see that as a special one for being safe?
B'mispar. What are you talking about? This? Okay. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, you're right over here. Makkos means between the shoulder. Now, where do you give Makkos between the shoulder? Makkos is on the stomach and on the back. The fact that the pasuk says bein yodecha, between your shoulder, obviously there's one more. There's 13 on the front, 26 on the back, that's 39. What's bein yodecha? Oh, it's 40. Shkoyach r'shkoyel. Bemes. V'rabbanan. Ahu b'tinoike shebeis rabim u'dechsiv. You see from here that many times I did know the pshat, I just forgot to say it. Rabbanan. Ahu b'tinoike shebeis rabim u'dechsiv. This pasuk is talking about, and this is what a Masechta. Remember, Masechtas Makkos is a Masechta that teaches you about Rabbeim beating up the children. We had the Rebbe got fired, and etc. And here, once again. But Mahavai, when it comes out of love, the Rebbe and the Cheder are hitting the children out of love. Okay. What does it say in the Mishnah? That the Malchus has to be divisible by 3. Now, if they started hitting him, and they realize he cannot withstand that amount, you stop right there, and he doesn't have to come back to Bez, and he's potter. If he got all 18, this is an interesting akuda. He got all 18. I don't know if I mentioned that. He got all 18 makkos. They said 18, and he got all 18, and then they realized he could do 39. I think it was obvious. He's going to get that 18. He's done. He's potter. Why? Because there's an assessment. The assessment said 18. We're going to stick to our assessment. He could take 39. No. Assessment is assessment. The problem is we have a little bit of a contradiction. It says laka in, laka light. So it seems like because he started already the process, that's why he's potter. But if you didn't start the process, you could redo the assessment. It says Gemara V'Raminu, I have a question. Over here it doesn't say they started hitting him. They had an assessment that he could get 40, and then they said he can't do it. Potter. He doesn't get anything. Even if they didn't start giving him Malchus. And they said he could get 18, and then they said that he could get another 8, he could get more, up to 39, potter. Even if he didn't get anything. So you see, you don't have to start getting the Malchus. We have a distinction here. When Bezdin said today, this guy he's very weak, he can only get 18, let's say. The second case, first case, they said he could get 40, whatever it is. They made a mistake in their assessment. How do we know they made a mistake? It's a big boo-boo. Why? Because at 9 o'clock they said he's strong like an ox, he could get 40, or they said he's weak like anything, he could only get 18. And 5 minutes later, we see they made a mistake, he would stand more. So it's a mistake. Mistake, you don't go back. Once they start hitting, you don't go back. Now, the next case, the next case, they did a very good, they didn't make a mistake. They did a good assessment. They said this guy is very, very weak. And after they gave the assessment, all of a sudden he ate a lot of oatmeal, whatever, his mamish became strong. Now he's able to withstand more. But the assessment is a good assessment. So if the assessment is a good assessment, we're going to allow the assessment to stay. That's the chiddush, a tremendous chiddush. Let's say they made an assessment here. Made an assessment, this guy, 39. He could get 39. 3 days later, he got pneumonia. He can't even get 1. He's potter. Why? Because at the assessment he was able to get it. It just happens to be that now he can't. So he got lucky. Because the assessment is going to get him out of it. The assessment was, once the assessment is a good assessment, we're going with the good assessment. Says the Mishnah, if a person did two averos in one shot. Let's say he was plowing and he did climb at the same shot. Let's say they say, the Bezin says, okay, this guy is not the strongest. He gets 39 plus another, 10. Or let's say they say total, this guy could do a total of 25. So it's for both averos. 25 is enough for two averos. Upater. Vimlav. And if they didn't assess him for 2, they only assessed him for, let's say, plowing. So, he gets to 39 or whatever it is. Umisrapa, they wait 6 years, and then he comes back to Bezin, and then he'll get another set of Malchus for the second Aver. If he got lucky and they did one assessment on both, then he can get out of it. As the Gemara, you can't give a guy, you can't do one assessment for 2 lavim. In other words, if I give a guy an assessment for 39, and the second assessment is for another 3, so he got 3. 3 is good. It has to be divisible by 3, so 3 is a good number. So we'll get 39 plus 3 is 42. He got out of both things. But if he got 39 plus 2, that's not enough for the second Aveira, and that's why you don't do it like that. Says the Mishnah. Kate said, Malkin Oisai. You ready, Aryeh? Come. Hold on, no talking now. Come here, without talking. Okay, next guy, you come.
You want to let me know?
I do. This is for asking questions in the middle share. Here. This is how. This is very, very easy. You see? Here, give me your hand. We're going to have to tie this guy to give him Malchus. There's no talking now. Okay. I don't know how to make knots. Here we go. Give me the other hand. Now, the reason why we're doing it like this is because we don't want him to move while we whack him. Here, there used to be a beam in the Bezdin, maybe around this height, an amma and a half, okay? Now, I take your hands, go like this. Here, sideways maybe. We'll do it, no, this way. Turn around, like this. Now you have to bend down. No, not like that. Bend over, like that. Now, hold on, I got. It's not like this. This is not like this. No. Oh, then I go like this. I grab, you see this? I grab him over here, and I rip his shirt off. Expose his back. You guys don't want to see. Oh, you have your little, whose whip is this? Who brought a whip? And then you go like this. So we're going to see this handle has to be 1 tefach, so I can hold it. Then the width is a tefach. It's much wider than this. And then you go like this, like that, and it's going to come around his back and bend over to his stomach, like this, come all the way around. Oh, like that. Not to the front of the stomach, the side of the stomach. Okay, that's it. Boisai, Rebarye, Shkoya.
Can I talk?
No, not now. He didn't learn. After all these malchus, he didn't learn his lesson. What do you want to say?
No, I'm saying 25, and we said before that if you do 25,
nobody ever came so close to asking me a question. Give back.
then it only patters for one of them, not for 2.
When? How?
If you only have,
Oh, you're going back there? You can't go back there. Here, says the Mishnah. It's just the Mishnah until the end of the Amud. How do you do Malchus? You tie his 2 hands on both sides of the beam. And the guy in charge, the shamish of the shul or whatever it's called, pulls his clothes off. Im nikru, if they rip, they rip. Im nifru, if they come into small pieces. In those days, you can imagine the clothing they had. Until he reveals his chest. And he has like a stool behind him, and this shamash stands on it, and he has this whip made out of a calf. So you take this, the leather like this, you have 2, and then you fold it over to 4, so it's like this thick. Okay? Let's just say Birevach. And then, how does he tie it together? Look, it's coming apart. So he takes donkey hide, and he sews it in here. He just wraps it around. So now you have a very thick, we have a little bit of a picture. I'm not saying that that's how, first, something like this. It has a handle on the right side. That's where you hold it. And then you have that thickness. We also have this. This is Geschmack. This is Sfardim doing Malchus Erev Yom Kippur. I had to blur out the guy's back a little bit. You say Vu Rachum. Lo ye'il kol chamasa, he's saying. Vu Rachum mechaper avon velo yashchit. Okay. Now that tickles. That's not how they do it in the Bezdin. We said, and you have two pieces of leather from a donkey that go up and down in this thing to make it one piece. Yada tefach. You have a handle that's a tefach tall, so you can grab it. Birechava tefach, and the actual whip is one tefach wide, not thick, wide, like that picture a little bit. And then when you whip the guy, it comes around from the back. It hits his back, but comes around and hits him in the stomach. A third, 1/3 on his stomach, and 26 on his back. And the guy is not standing, not sitting. He's bent over forward. And he knocks him down, it says in the pasuk. With all his might he hits him. Not that. And he says these psukim. It's a very strong psukim. Then he starts all over again. And then it says, which is another pasuk here in Dvarim. And you say the pasuk v'hu rachum. I heard v'hu rachum yichaper. We say Hakadosh Baruch Hu is a rachum v'cham. What do you mean he's a rachum? Hakadosh Baruch Hu pays every avera gets a punishment. V'hu rachum. You could say v'hu rachum means that yichaper oven. He gives us the ability to do tshuva. And then we say v'hir b'lahash v'apoy, that it takes him time to dish out the punishment. V'lo yirkol chamasoi. And he won't do it out of anger. That's the Rahmanas that he has. 13 words. That's the Marsha, yeah, each one is 13 words. Then you go. And if the guy dies during the Malchus Potter, why is the guy from Bezdin Potter? Because he's doing a mitzvah. If he by mistake, instead of giving 39, he gave him 40, and because of that 40, and he dies, he must go to Golos. Niskalkel, if the guy soiled himself, whether it's number 1 or number 2, Potter, at that point, it's a great way to get out of it. You pretend you have a little accident and you go home. No, the man is number 2. Va'isha b'mayim, number 1. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.